Good morning. How is everyone? We're cooking. We're in the kitchen this morning because Mr. Kazi's doing overtime. So, good morning. Hi, Megs. Hi, Tater. Good morning. Bobby, thank you so much. Happy Caturday to you. I'm sure you're listening in the background with the bubbies. How is everyone? I'm sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. I had to get myself together here. And quite frankly, I forgot to make coffee for Caturday's coffee. You know? On the docket, Mr. Kazi wants me to make him chicken parm, but like chicken parm Alfredo. Good morning, Stephanie. How are you? So that's what he's getting. I do have another, sorry for the butt view. I knew this was going to happen. All right, hold on. Let me do this over this thing. So he wants chicken parm Alfredo. So I have that. And I'm cheating. I'm using the jar Alfredo. Get the oil going. Well, prepared. So how's everybody's week been? Brad, I laughed my ass off with you in that drone. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. I needed that laugh first thing in the morning. Truly did. Truly did. I got to get the mashed potatoes on because he wants mashed potatoes too. So if anybody didn't know, Brad was over there playing with a drone to find UFOs. And I don't know. A drone didn't look like it wanted to cooperate. I just half peel my potatoes. I don't peel all of them. Jarella, yes, we're cooking this morning because we have a couple questions tonight. We're going to do Cosmo DiNardo, and Mr. Kazi is working overtime. He's actually at the dry cleaner right now. And as soon as he comes in, he's going to go up and work for the afternoon. He's almost ready to, he had to go to the, I'm like, why are you going to the dry cleaner? He's like, because I go back to work in like 2 weeks. We're already going back to work. I feel like February was forever ago. So I'm cooking. Figure out multitask with you guys. And then I could just motor on about my day because I might have to go to the Wally Worlds. We need paper towels. So I was I have updates at work. You know, because I always do. I have stories. I feel like some of you work with me because I tell you all the stories that goes on. I don't know, people. The new generation's wild. I don't understand why you're applying for an ad, sending your resume over, and then you don't show up for the interview. What is all that about? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Okay, the right burner's on. The last thing we need is the oil to be going. This is from a steak. Here. Those get done last. I'm on the steak kick because, you know, I will be out beesing this evening, so I'll have to replay tomorrow. All right. Listen, bees and let bees. We're showing up with the mamas. What do you mean? Showing up with the mamas? Like, with, I don't know what that means. Like with their babies? It's a crazy, crazy world out there. A freaking wild world. I think I effed up already, guys. I think I have. I'm gonna have to make this in a different pan. He wants taco meat, mashed potatoes, and chicken. Interviews. So my girl's leaving, right? And she's leaving this upcoming Thursday. And I'm just like really nervous about it because her and I worked with like, I didn't have to tell her what I needed. And she didn't have to tell me what she was falling behind on. I just automatically jumped in and did what I needed to do. So we like worked together without, like, I mean, we talked obviously, but about the job, like we just did what we needed to do. We knew that. So I have, I know I'm not going to replace her, that everybody's the same, but if you come in and I set my expectations, then, I might have the possibility. I doubt it. I doubt it. I couldn't do it either. So yesterday he's like, I went in and he's like, all right, he was supposed to be in, but he didn't show up. He goes, I got 2 interviews coming in. One at like 12:30 and then the other at 4:30. And I was like, okay, whatever. That's fine. Whatever. So the 12:30 showed up at 11:30. And I'm like, all right, way to go, Fred. Listen, you're early. I wasn't expecting you at this time, but you're not late. So great. I'm all for being early. Gotta put my gloves on. Problem is that she trauma dumped. Like it was nothing but a trauma dump. Because I was like, tell me a little bit about yourself. And listen, I get, she did say she wants to get out and work. She doesn't want to be at the house anymore because being at the house, she was, blah, 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 blah. I said, all right, I get it. Oh, wait, before we get started, it's the new month. So I want to. Okay. So here, live chat, close that. We're gifting the memberships. Get some people to. Who is that? Oh, Ruthie, Chaparita, Charlie's son. It's me, Juan. Marjorie. Aw. And your emojis. Then. Hi, Lucky Lady. Good morning. Welcome in. Lucky Lady, you just received one. Lisa. Coffee. Okay. It's Brandon and Ellen. You guys are in the cupboard, so I can barely see. Guys, welcome in. Enjoy your emojis. Please, by all means. So I forgot. I was like, oh, it's the beginning of the month. Don't let me forget that. So anyways, so she comes in at 11:30 and she's telling me like, she can't stay at home anymore. She wants to, get back out and work and stuff like that. And I saw on her resume, I'm like, oh, well, you're working here, like why are you looking to, because, I mean, we're all looking to like make more money or, it's not a good, fit, whatever. She's like, oh, I stopped working there Tuesday. I said, oh, okay. Well, I just stopped working there. And she told me because they were processing fraudulent claims. Now, I understand what that's about because if someone were making, doing fraudulent claims under my watch, I'd be gone too. Like, you're not different. Like, I'm not committing insurance fraud for anybody. So I said, oh, okay. And then she told me her story. Like, there was just a death in her family. And, the job before that, she was on the FMLA. And it was a work from home job. And they thought that she was, they thought when she clocked in, she wasn't working. Okay, whatever. Nice lady. But I thought, I'll just wait for the 4:30. I'm not making any hasty decisions. So 3:30 comes rolling around, and this girl comes in, and she's all bubbly and that sort of thing. And she's like, I'm here for Mr. and my boss's name. I'm like, Mr.? Who the hell calls him Mr.? So I said, well, he's not here today. Like, is there something I can help you with? She's like, oh yeah, I'm here for the opening that's been the ad that's out. And I said, oh, okay. I said, what's your name? And she told me her name, and that wasn't the person I was expecting. She goes, I just wanted to pop in on him and show my face. Like weird. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, I'm the office manager. I wasn't prepared for you. I don't have your resume or anything like that. So I said, come on, let's go. I took her in the back and I was like, let's go talk somewhere where we can, talk openly. So she's in the back and she's telling me like, I know this, I know that, I know how to do this. Like, I'm really good at like, treatment planning. And, she's like, I take really good FMX, which is a full mouth set of x-rays. I take good bite wings. And I said, oh, so, okay, you're like, are you an assistant? She's like, no, I just help them out when they need help. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she's like, I'm really eager to get my certification. Like, I'm motivated. I'm just looking for a place that, will help me do that. And I said, so you're looking to go to school to be an assistant? She's like, no, I just want to I want to be certified to take x-rays. I said, you're taking x-rays without having a license? And she's like, yeah, I help out. I said, that's illegal. Stop doing that. And she got real upset. Like, she was really shocked. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, you can't take x-rays unless you have a license. And that's a pretty tough test that you have to take. And she's like, you're not going to tell on me. I said, I don't even know where you work. I said, so she kept on, and I could tell that she was like real, like taken aback by it. I said, look, I like, whether this works out or not, I'm glad you said something because I'm going to tell you the truth and what to do. I said, don't do that anymore. You cannot administer radiation to a patient if you do not have a license. She's like, but I said, I understand. I've also worked with a lot of shady doctors. So they will have new people in the field do just whatever they need them to do because you don't know any better. I was like, don't do that anymore. She's like, I'm not going to do it anymore. I swear. You're really not going to tell on me, are you? I said, again, I don't have your resume. I don't know where you work. And I'm not a snitch. Please don't do that anymore. So she's like, I never knew that. I said, all right, let's move past that. I said, what is it that you're looking for? Like, I asked her, I said, like, how many patients do you see at your office currently? Because I got to find out, are you going to keep up with me? She's like, well, we see like maybe 7 to 10 patients a day. I said, well, we're like seeing 30 or more a day. And she's like, oh my gosh, seriously? I said, yeah. I said, I need somebody that's going to be able to keep up. Now, look, I'm all for, I don't like the way I'm telling this story. I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm all for giving somebody the opportunity because I think, these young girls coming into the field, they're making right out of the bat, they're making $20-some an hour. No experience whatsoever, making like 25 an hour. So it's a good field, if you're young and you're starting your family and stuff like that. So she's just upselling herself. And she was like on my nerves, like that kind of like upsell. You know how like those people are just like a little bit too cocky. So I'm like, okay, you're telling me all this. I said, are you going to be able to keep up with, what I need? Oh, I work, I catch on real fast. And, I said, but getting a breakdown takes at least 20 to 30 minutes to get that because I need like I need all. Oh, well, you could just go on the internet. I said, they don't have history and frequency on the internet. I know that. So you have to call and talk to a representative to get that information. I would love if it were on the internet. So now she's kind of trying to tell me about the job. When she walked in, her appearance wasn't all that. And I just was like, what? So I told my husband, I said, well, it was like I was by myself yesterday. So I said, when she walked in, I was like, ooh, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this, right? Because she's just, her attitude was a know-it-all. So anyway, we're talking, we get to the end of the interview, and I was like, I said, I'm glad that you came in. I didn't have your resume. I said, I'll talk to him. And then, we always touch base by the end of the day on Friday because, we want to, talk before the weekend. She's like, I would really appreciate it. Just let him know that I wanted to come in and show face. She kept saying that. She wanted to show face. Good morning, Autumn. Lady Autumn. You love the way I'm telling the story, Coffee Donuts. I don't want you guys to think that I'm like an absolute asshole, but here's the deal. When she came in, the way she presented, she had on neon peach scrubs. I mean, I get like, you want to be colorful and all that. And there's a lot of places like the hospitals, nurses wear colorful stuff. It's not like that in dental. You're walking into a dental office, they're wearing black, navy blue, or dark gray. Like we don't do the fancy colors. It just, we don't do that. I would tell her that you have to get black or navy blue. Like I'm not, it's just not that. So, I mean, we have a uniform, right? So she had that, and then she had the long, like the real long extensions. Okay, fine, great. Like that's what you want to do, whatever. Not judging. But, she just didn't have a look for the desk, right? She's not in I didn't want her at my front desk. Let's just put it that way. It was just too much. She had the long eyelashes, and when I tell you they're long, they were touching her eyebrows. The fake eyelashes, like they were literally touching her eyebrows. And I was just like, there was just something that had something to do with it because, like if you're looking for a new job and it's a professional thing, like, come on, you got to like do the right thing, right? You got to. My dental hygiene guy is huge bodybuilder, gentle giant. My hygienist is a guy too. Believe it or not, there's a lot of men that are getting into the field. Before, it was very rare that you saw a guy in the field in hygiene. It was like mostly it was doctors that were, mostly men. But nowadays, there's there's quite a few male hygienists and male front desk. It's great, whatever. You can do the job, you do the job, right? So anyway, we're wrapping up the interview, and I told her, like, hey, I'm going to touch base with him. I will, I'll get back to you. I'm sure he has all your information since you sent him the resume. He just didn't forward it. It's been a week, right? Well, now I know why he didn't forward the resume to me. When we get up, she stands there and this is what she did. She stood up and she went, Kim, this girl here. And I'm like, yeah. Immediately I thought, is she like an OSHA like representative? And it was just very weird that whole like this girl here, like she was kind of white. It stopped me in my tracks. I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I have to be open and honest because I think that, we should always be honest with one another. I'm like, okay, what? She said, I was away. And I'm still thinking, like, is she going to tell me that I violated HIPAA or something like that? Like, I'm searching my brain for something. And then she said that, and then it dawned on me, and I was like, oh. I said, okay. And she's like, yeah, I went away from, 2020 to 2023. She's like, it was just like, I got in with the wrong crowd and, I did something stupid. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, I didn't know what to say. I wasn't going to ask her about what she went away for because immediately I'm like, if she tells me what she went away for and we don't hire her, she could say that I didn't hire her because she went away. I was like, well, I appreciate the honesty. I said, that's rare. I mean, it's rare to be honest. Yeah, I just think you should know because, if you did like a background check and I didn't say anything, then, it'll look bad and all this stuff. And I'm just like, and then she kept going on and on that, like, it was the wrong crowd at the wrong time. And then later on, she said she didn't do it. But she had to take the rap. And I'm like, what the? So this is what we're getting. I was like, okay. I said, okay. Well, I'll talk to him and, I'll let you know. That was that. So I got him on the phone and I said, well, blah, blah, blah showed up. And he's like, who? I said, you talked to her on the phone. And he went, oh, no. I said, yeah, she wanted to show her face to you. I said, and I didn't know. So I just sat down and talked to her. And then she told me what, all about herself and all that. He's like, no, don't. He's like that. No, we're not doing that. I said, no, we're not doing that. But you could have warned me. He was like, I can't believe she showed up. I was like, listen, she gets points for being eager and wanting something, but what the hell? And I said, you know what? I think we learned a lesson here because maybe we should do background checks. Like, we don't do background checks. We don't do drug tests. Like, maybe we should do something like that, right? I don't know what's coming out. And I thought, well, that's a shame because you were locked up when we were on lockdown, I mean, I know I'm joking around about it and I feel bad, but come on, man. I'm like, is this what my pool is? Really? What's going on? Like away, yeah, like incarcerated. That's definitely a red flag. She's not even getting a working interview. All these young women watch these makeup tutorials and completely overdone. She's now 30 wearing a pound of makeup and the fake lashes. So I thought the fake lashes were like they started out like wispy, just a little bit of wisp. I did it. I went to Florida and I bought myself the magnetic ones. And they were just like little tiny. You couldn't even tell that I have fake eyelashes. I was like, this is waste. Then they got bigger, and then they got thicker, like spiders on your face. And then they got there. Some of them are real ridiculous. And I'm like, I don't know what you're thinking, but like, you look like an ass. You look like you have an eyebrow on your lashes. And then I see that they're starting to like not be as like thick, but they're long. I'm just like, oh man, I don't know. Was she the tooth fairy sneaking into the kitchen and taking teeth? I didn't ask. I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't. I couldn't. I want to know. I want to know, but I can't ask because if I do, then that poses a problem with me not hiring and her saying that was the reason why I didn't hire her. I did want to tell her, like, yeah, sorry. I just felt bad. I couldn't reject her. I couldn't reject her in her like face to face. I couldn't reject her. They don't seem to, Stephanie, that's the problem. I don't think that anybody realizes, like, we're laid back. I told her in the interview, I said, look, I'm a laid back manager. I just need to know if something's stressing you out, what's stressing you out, so that I can fix it. I can't fix anything that I don't know. So I ask that you be completely, open with me and let me know. I don't want to micromanage. I need somebody who's coming in and going to do the job, and I know you're doing the job. I don't want to micromanage because I'm already micromanaging Captain Chaos, right? So I don't need another one. But this is where we're at. I don't know what's coming down the pike. And then the one he said that he was really like most looking forward to was the 4:30, and she didn't show up. She didn't freaking show up. I'm like, whatever. I'm going to be on this hunt for a while. But here's the good news. I'm going to be entertained throughout the process because there's a lot. I mean, people, we have ChatGPT and AI and all that stuff. You can make a resume through that. You don't have to worry about like going into Microsoft Word and, you know, making sure that your spelling is correct. Just put it in ChatGPT. This is what I do, and it'll get you a resume, right? That's what I did. I updated my resume in ChatGPT because I didn't feel like putting all that stuff out there, and they found better words for me. So yeah, I'm like, I don't know, guys. Again, I think we're going to be looking for quite some time because that was a wild one. That was wild. Sorry, you know how this goes. I got to like throw the dishes in the dishwasher. Unbelievable. So we'll adventure here for a little bit until I find somebody that is qualified. And again, I'm not opposed to training someone. If you have some experience and you know the terminology, like I'm not afraid to, you know, train, give you more knowledge. I'm not afraid to do that. But I need you to know, like you can only get x-rays once a year. And like, you know, like I need you to vet the call. Like how, if you have a toothache, all right, where is it? How long have you been in pain? What's the pain like? I have to have that. So when she pulled that Vanna White move on me, I had no idea what the hell was coming out of her mouth. Because she was definitely confident. Oh, and the other thing, like in the interview, after we were done talking and she was telling me how much she knew, I was like, all right, so we all go into an interview knowing what we want to make, right? We answer an ad and we're always going to ask for a little bit above what they're offering because we want to get, you know, the most of what they're offering. Hi, Mrs. Lutu. So I said, okay, what are you looking for? And she's like, a job. I said, no, hourly. Like, what are you looking for? She stared off into the distance. She kept going, well, I'm telling you, that's what she was doing. And I'm thinking, you answered our ad. We have what we're paying. What are you looking for? She said, well, you know, I have to be able to survive and I have childcare. And I'm like, I didn't ask that. I just want to know how much you're making so I can write it down so I can, you know, tell him. She's like $25 an hour. I said, okay. I said, I'll write that down. I'll let him know. We're offering way more. We're offering $24 to $28 an hour. Why didn't she ask for 28? Right? Wouldn't you do that if you were answering an ad and the ad said 24 to 28? Aren't you going for the 28? Like, or what is it just being my greedy ass? Aren't you asking for that? Because I would. In fact, I would ask for 30 and try to get 29. Poor thing. Poor thing. I show up to an interview and Scrub's ready to go. Mr. Kazi's home. Did you hear him? We got the spouse in the house. I'd show up to an interview and Scrub's ready to work right now. Let's do this thing. She did in bright orange peach scrubs.
Gifts.
He comes bringing gifts. Oh.
Which are you more all in on?
Flowers.
The pretzel or the flowers?
I can't eat pretzels anymore.
You can't eat pretzels? Honestly,
we've talked about this.
I'm old. I forget things. Sorry. I'll eat it then.
Okay.
Come
So,
on, everybody.
should I pull a Rosie? Wait, go back out again and be like, "Oh." It's just somebody we watch. Put those on the table because I got so much going on. Thank you. They're beautiful.
Picking that myself. Not picking from the field, but you know.
I know. Thank you. They're pretty. I'll put them in the vase once I get all cleaned up in the kitchen.
You need help with anything?
I scream like you want Miss America. No, I don't need help. I like get your water and get out. You know the rules.
Yeah, I bring flowers. You bring.
I know. Everybody's probably like, man, she's a rat. They're not allowed in the kitchen when I'm doing it. What?
Flowers, you bring insult.
You bring flowers, I bring insult. I didn't insult you. I just told you to get out. So that was the interview. The girl Brad though at 11:30, she too showed up in scrubs, and so the girl. We had a girl on Wednesday. I didn't get the opportunity to sit with her because I had all kinds of things going on at the desk. Somebody did come in on Wednesday, and we're looking for somebody for the front. So I figured she was for the front. She came in jeans. I was like, oh. And then when she was walking in the back, she's like, well, excuse my appearance. And I'm like, I didn't ask him about it. He didn't tell me about it. I didn't ask, so he was probably like, that's a no. That's coming in jeans. People are, I don't know. Does somebody want to move to my area and work with me? You guys show up every Saturday here for coffee, and I'll give you $29 an hour.
Don't do it. Taxes are too high.
They are high. I wish I was retired. I'll retire when they put me in the ground prep. That's what I said. I was talking to somebody this week, and they're like, well, you guys are getting ready to retire. I said, no, our generation won't retire. Our generation's not going to be able to retire, and not because of anything other than we're not going to be able to afford it. I'm not like petrified that like Social Security is not going to be around or anything like that, because you never know what Mr. Kazi is. I'm not going to play that paranoia game with myself right now, but just we're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to. All right. His potatoes are almost done. The taters are almost done. And I'll fry the chicken. That's good. Could you turn the fan on for me? Because I'm getting ready to do this. Yeah. Since you're there, I figure you can help me out with that. Yeah. And that table's a bomb, so we're gonna have to figure that whole thing out. I would love, but Tennessee too much to leave. Well, we're leaving Jersey too. So here's the deal. If we go to Delaware, there's no sales tax. Like no sales tax whatsoever. Hey, does they have state tax, but what is the income tax like?
It's slightly less than Jersey.
So Delaware's income tax is, he said, slightly lower than Jersey. They do have a state tax, and of course, like your federal tax.
And there's no charge to get driver's licenses, insurance, all that with the state.
Well, no, you have to pay for driver's insurance.
Insurance, but like to register or get a driver's license or register a vehicle, all that stuff.
So registration, you don't pay for Jersey, you don't pay for your driver's license, you don't pay for them to register your car in the state, and there's no sales tax in Delaware. So and that's because all the banks are down there, right? Yeah. So they I mean, it's tempting. What's the other state that doesn't have sales tax? It's like something like Oregon. Have fun at work. I forgot I told myself I was only going to Bash, Tennessee, and Wyoming. I knew it was somewhere out west. Like I knew that. Taxes are lower in the deep south and no harsh winters. I know. Smashers taters. I mean, like my plan. The one plan I have is to like South Carolina. But he's like, we should go to Delaware first, and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't want to move more than once. I want to go. I want to move and be done. I don't want to keep going. Get settled and then have to move again. And we're getting older, so. And I'm not we're going to have a moving company, right? So I don't want to have to keep paying for this stuff. So I don't know. But wherever we go, we're not doing an HOA. You feel me? I think we all know how I feel about the HOA. Had to pay that bill yesterday. It's an aggressive pound. Like, submit the payment. It's aggressive. It's very aggressive on my end. 500 and some dollars. He says, well, this is the last month for the assessment. I said, no, it's not. We have to pay the assessment until October. And then it starts all over again in January. They said they thought it would be easier if they spread it out through 10 months instead of telling us that we have to pay in 3 months like they did last year. Bastards. But I find that like there's a lot of places where there's like I'm not going to be able to avoid an HOA. But fuel cost is a lot. Yeah. Oregon too, was I right? States with no income tax usually get you on higher property tax. That's true. $500 a year. Darrell's got to always tell me. Mine, $500 a year. I may or may not have put too much milk in here. That's right. He doesn't care. Yeah, it's like $564 with the assessment. Something like that. So it's more than $500, and it's ridiculous. So November and December, I won't have to pay the additional $175. Freaking bastards. And I got an application. I gotta fill out an application for that freaking pool again. And they're only open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Guess who works Monday through Friday from 8 to 5? Ugh. I just flabbergasted. Oh, so am I. Trust me. So are we. But I will tell you this, Mr. Kazi has done his homework and has been on it. Last Saturday when we were upstairs having our coffee, I heard him on the phone. So I was like, who the hell's he talking to? Like, what's going on? It's too early in the morning to be on the phone with people. He is on the phone. We have AT&T for our phones, so he worked a deal with them. So we lowered our cell phone bill. Not by much, by like $20. But like he says, $20 is $20. And then we got on with the cable. We have finally broken up with cable. So we're only paying for the Wi-Fi. And if you only have the internet, you get faster modem speed. So we have a faster internet, only the internet, and it's $100. It's like $134, and that includes it's $100.34. And that's everything. Like that's the tax included in like the modem, you gotta rent that thing or whatever. So I was like, all right, good deal. And then he went and he was like researching car insurance. So he got money. He found a deal where we're saving money on that too. So he saved us like $400 a month. I was like, good deal. I said, that's awesome. $400 a month is a lot. That's almost the HOA. Oh, I still need this out. That's almost the HOA. You won't go to Nashville anymore? Brad, it's not nice. No HOA here. You could move to Florida where Mr. Kazi's mom. Well, I don't know if I could do Florida. I don't know if I could do Florida. I want to be like where you are. I want to be in like the swamp. I want to be in like a lake area. I don't want to be where all the bugs are, but I want to kind of be in that kind of area. Hi, Steven. How are you? How's Nico? When people move, it's important to research. I did about Arizona, but it's dirt. Yeah. It's high. Her little place has paid off because she's been there. They've been there for so long. So, but it's an older community, and I don't mean people wise. I mean like property wise. It's an older community. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be in Jersey anymore. We don't have anything. There's nothing for us to be here. You know what I mean? Like we can come back for trips and see family and stuff like that. So, I don't know. We talk about this all the time. Constant bitch. It is a constant bitch I have. But we'll figure it out. You guys are like, I don't know. Could you imagine if I moved somewhere and I was like, we were like neighbors? Not that I'm stalking you or you're doxing yourself. I'm just saying like, oh, I moved here. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm in the next town over. I'd be like, okay, well, you come over for coffee instead, and come with me on Caturday. That would be hilarious. I'm going to need your help because we, we're doing our road trip. He's been plotting, planning, stocking money in all kinds of different accounts. Just for the road trip fund. So Brad's really good. He took notes from you, Brad, when you posted some of those photos. So I have to get you guys to tell me where to go, what's good to look at. I have no desire to do Vegas. I have no desire. He does want to go to LA. He does want to do that because when he was there, there was things he wasn't able to see. But that's not like something we're going to stay at or anything like that. That's just kind of like, we're in that area. Let's see it. It'll be nice to see, once in your life or whatever. But if we don't make it, I won't be sad. I want to go to Texas. Yeah, I want to go to Texas for the barbecue and eat a big pork sandwich and have barbecue sauce all over my face for you guys. Teasing. They have alligator all the way up Georgia and Alabama. Yeah. You did live in the swamp. No, Nico, you're fine. We it's just my typical HOA bitch. Brian chicken gets on my nerves. But my husband wants it, so we have to do it. He gets what he wants. Because he allows me to only cook once a week. We're gonna move this way since they don't need them right now. Because I am going to need a plate. No, I won't. Yeah. Up there. Put my rack up here. Like that. So I'm gonna wind up making something and be like, I need my milk again. I'm not worried about alligators because the cats stay inside. It's not something that like the cats go out and I'm gonna have to worry about them like being eaten by an alligator. I'm not worried about that. You have family in South Carolina, they have gators too. I'm not afraid of the gators. I mean, I don't want to like hang out with them, don't get me wrong, but would I have a pool to have to worry about them? I don't think so. I don't know. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to wind up in Delaware, and that's where I'm going to wind up. That's where I'm going to wind up. I just know it. I have a feeling that's where I'm going to be. If I'm like, there's different parts like North Delaware, like the Wilmington area, which is like right outside of Philadelphia. It's very close. That area is sketch. So I'd want to move like mid Delaware, like down in the mid, kind of like Dover area. Maybe not so far down Dover. But I will tell you this. The Delaware beaches are awful. No offense to anybody in the crowd, but Delaware beaches are awful. Awful, awful. There ain't no way I'm going to Delaware beaches. I'll come right back up to Jersey. Jersey does have the best beaches on the East Coast. I've been to a lot of beaches on the East Coast. I'm thinking about looking in homes on the Tennessee side of the state line, Alabama. No state tax. Okay. Above ground pools only, right? I love lizards and I love frogs. I love them. Yeah, Stephanie, we do have like really good beaches. They're what's the word I'm looking for? Like they clean them. You know how like sometimes you get on the beach and there's like really large broken shells and you're like walking on that and it's very uncomfortable. We have very fine sand. Very fine sand. And that's just how it is. It's very hot. So don't do like I do and like we have little each where I go, there's little towns on the island and they have little, boardwalks to walk onto the beach. Everybody leaves their shoes there. Like nobody steals your shoes. So I was like, all right, let me leave my flip-flops here because walking in sand in flip-flops is a pain in the ass. So, we leave our flip-flops there. One day I did that. It was 95 degrees. The sand gets to be 200 degrees and I damn near died. I didn't think I was going to make it. I really didn't think I was going to make it because I forgot my water shoes. Beachcombers, that's what they have. You had to pick up all the big pieces. They don't have them damn sale. I was like, what the hell is this? All right, you guys keep saying Tennessee. Watch out for Maryland as well. It's close enough to DC. Yeah. No, I wouldn't go anywhere near. I wouldn't go anywhere near that. Like, I love where I live. Like, you know, it's Philadelphia. Well, I mean, I'm not in Philly anymore. But like Philadelphia, and then like an hour and a half is New York City, and then 2 hours is DC. So I'm like right in the middle of like all of that. I like that where my location is. I just I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like that I have to pay to get on the beach. LBI, you have to have a tag. Island State Beach is per carload. Wildwood is free, but you have to pay for parking. So yeah, but then again, like I don't mind paying. Like, well, I don't know. The last time I went to LBI, it was like a daily, like $6 for the day. I don't know how much it is. I would imagine it's probably like 8 or 10. But I wouldn't mind that because they keep the beach clean. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't. It's okay. I mean, you know, we like, and we take our food, and then once you get off the beach and you go down to the to the little wharf there, you got to get fudge. I mean, come on, you need saltwater taffy and fudge. No, we're not quite ready. I mean, you don't need it, but it's nice to have. Fayetteville, Tennessee. I know you guys are all saying Tennessee. I don't think I can go far south like you, like deep south like you, Jarrell. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think I would survive down there. I'm too fast. Like I got to be somewhere where there's like okay, we like there's a lot of Northerners that migrated south. I have to be in that area because we're just way too fast up here. We talk fast, we do things fast, and like if you're slow, that gets on my nerves. Like real slow, that gets on my nerves. Still dry. It's still dry, but they have a huge liquor store right before you cross the bridge. So I mean, you can drink in there. There's just not any bars. But yeah, it's still dry. No, I don't. I'm sweet enough without the sugar. Did I miss what you're doing? Wait, did I miss what you're talking about? Or did I say something? Climate and weather is key. Texas permits, no HOA, so much to consider. Lake or ocean, etc. Oh, right. I don't know if I can move to Texas. I think the slowness is a stereotype unless you're really rural. I don't know. I traveled south before, and there was like a lot of slow pokes, and I'm like, all right, look, I just got to get in and out. Like, let's go. Let's move it. Oh, we need taffy. Oh, yeah. No, it's a sure thing. It's a sure thing. I only get a little itty bitty piece of vanilla fudge because it is really good. I mean, it's fresh and it's good, and I wouldn't make it at home. And then everybody gets saltwater taffies because I mean, it's the shore. I don't really get like my mom gets the box, and I'll have maybe one. I'm not a huge fan of that. Definitely not. No, Gerald, I don't think that you would be slow. You're always running and on the go doing shit. And maybe that is me being rude. But then, we also up here, we have the reputation of being rude. So, I guess that fits in. And then to top it all off, if you're like Philly, then you're complete, everybody thinks we're assholes. I have like a young doctor that comes in on Tuesdays. He's from North Jersey, which is kind of like New York City. He's up there. So he he's young. He parties in the city. And he comes down here and he's like, "You guys down here are just like rude." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like blaming it on like the Eagles. He's like, "You Eagle fans," and I'm like, "Can we stop? Can we stop with that?" And I'm like, I'm in charge of your schedule, so you might want to be nice to me, okay? You might want to be nice. All right, let's try and see if this is gonna. All right, we got the sizzle. We're sizzling. I'm gonna have to take some of this to my brother. This is a lot. That's a lot. No saltwater taffy. You can go online and get it. You can get it from it's expensive though. Fucking saltwater taffy's friggin' expensive. You can go to what is it called? The something kettle fudge kettle, LBI. It's on the wharf. It's in Beach Haven. Fudge kitchen, something like kitchen, something. They ship it all over. Build your home on your own land. I know, he was thinking about that too. The only problem is where the hell are we going to live until, we can't afford to like buy land and have somebody like build it, and then we'd have to sell this place and get like our investment back and then do that. Oh, we're going to be bitching about this for forever. Bitching forever, I tell you. I need a bowl to put this hot oil in once we're done. I need that to cool down. You definitely get saltwater taffy. You guys that are out there lurking, please come in and join the chat. We do not bite. We don't bark and we don't bite. We do bitch about like living situations though, because we're all sitting here paying bills. You built during COVID. I bet that was fun. Living in a mom town, I need to be. They tell me Jesus is the son of a Roman soldier and his brother is the devil. Sorry, no religion, but I forgot. But really, we know who Jesus is. I've heard about the Eagle fans with fears. So here's the deal. We're still getting, like, the story still says, like, the fans were throwing batteries at Santa Claus. That did happen. No, snowballs at Santa Claus. That did happen, right? That absolutely happened. The Eagle fans pummeled Santa Claus with snowballs. But that was in 1968. 1968. We're well past that now, okay? We're well past that. Not all of us are like that. Yes, we are very passionate. Yes, if you wear a Cowboys uniform at the stadium, you're asking for trouble. You're going to get heckled. You're going to get heckled. I mean, when we go to Dallas, we get heckled. So that's just how it is, It's not bad. It's an experience. I think it's an experience everybody in Philly should. If you're an Eagles fan, I think it's an experience for you to. The vibe. It's a good vibe. Fun time. There was something about batteries too, but it was the Santa Claus with snowballs. Fun fact. they used to play at Veterans Stadium, right? They played at Veterans Stadium, and then they built a different arena, like a different stadium, before they went to the new one, because they're, we're a little rowdy. We may be a little rowdy. We were the first NFL team to actually have a court, like a literal court in the stadium. And if you got in trouble in the stands, or, you were making a ruckus, there was a judge on duty on Sunday during the football game. You immediately got taken down to the judge, and you were charged, and you had to pay your fine. True story. True story. What you gonna do? Look at that beautiful golden color. My brother got he was younger. So I give him a little bit of grace for it. But the vet didn't have a very good restroom situation. And my brother was getting ready to go into the women's room because he had to go to the bathroom, drinking and all that stuff. And my friend's husband at the time was staff. He was security at the vet. And I was there. And I'm walking, and I see my brother's gripped up by my girlfriend's husband. And I'm like, what's going on? That was right when they did the court. He's like, oh, he's trying to use the ladies' room. He's like, he's going right to the judge. I said, that's my brother. And he's like, get going and don't try it again. So I got my brother out of trouble. I'm like, don't be trying to use the women's room. This is before all this, stuff happened, and we're in the current situation we're in. Hi, Samantha. Lurkers are sneaky. I don't lurk. I'm listening because that's the best I can do. I know. We love you. I understand. I do hope that you are, you feel. I know that what you're going through is awful, but I hope that you have more better days than not. It was a nightmare with the bathrooms. The link is a lot better. I think they realized, there's just as many women fans as there are men. But now they're talking about building another stadium. I'm like, what? Come on. Where are you putting that? They were going to make one for the Sixers and put it down where the gallery used to be on Market Street. The gallery is a mall that was 5 blocks long in Philly. But it's, there's no longer, it's not the gallery we grew up on. So they were going to close that and build this the basketball stadium there, but that didn't go over well. That didn't go over well at all. Coming up with another plan, because the Sixers and the basketball and hockey share the same stadium, which is wild. Because sometimes hockey and basketball, their seasons are together, so they just put the basketball court on top of the ice. I'm like, what? That's crazy. That's what they do. We got to watch the oil over here. We don't want to be catching on fire. Good grief, I got a lot of chicken. I'm going to have to take some over to my brother. Who's in the middle of birds, man? Not all of us are bad, but I will heckle somebody. I'll be like, boo, if I walk by someone with a jersey on or like, a hat. And like guys that come in the office, like, you come in with a Giants hat or an Eagle or a Dallas hat. I'm like, come on. Why would you wear that here? You gotta give them credit for like walking around in their gear around in these parts. Let me see something. Steve and I are older than y'all. When we were kids, I was in every 12 men that were Eagles fans. Now it's sweet. Yeah, it is equal. It definitely is equal. God, and sometimes I think the women are sometimes I think the freaking women are worse than the men. Let me see if anything's come out today. Want to see if any photos were released from the wedding. Tell you what, these cutlets look good. He doesn't have them that often. When he asked for this, I was like, what? What? Okay. That's random. He asked for cutlets like twice a year. Those are some big ones. Wait, they're moving the Bears to Indiana? What? The Bears are moving to Indiana. That's great. When did that happen? Did I miss that memo? I had no idea. The Bears. Your husband's upset? So Indiana didn't have, well, wait, hold on. I don't you know me, I have my moments. Indianapolis, Illinois, right? Indianapolis is in Illinois, not Indiana. Did Indiana ever have a football? I don't think they ever had a football team. Now you're getting the Bears, the Chicago Bears. Who's going to have Chicago? And why are we shuffling these teams around? It's like when they took the Cardinals out of our division. Because the Cardinals were in our division, where it was the Eagles, Dallas, Giants, Washington, and the Cardinals. We had 5 in our division. And then they moved them, and I'm like, wait, what happened? What are we doing? And then they made expansion teams, the Ravens and the Panthers. Who else was expansion? And they took the Raiders. Whatever. Yeah, the Indianapolis Colts. Too much crime in Chi-Town. Illinois broke, and Indiana has surplus to build them a brand new stadium. Oh, okay. Wait, Tater's got me here. Tater's Indian Colts. Wait, is that what they're gonna? The Colts for Baltimore? No, it was the Indianapolis Colts, right? Before they moved, they had the white helmets with the horseshoe. I can't be wrong. Am I wrong? Come on, I can't be wrong. I've been going to football games since I was 5 years old. When we moved to Jersey, that was the one thing my dad said he wanted. He wanted to get season tickets. And they're not like, I mean, they weren't the price that they are now. And he got 2 seats. And my neighbor got the 3rd seat. So, like, you know, there's like 3 seats. But I remember that my neighbor put a football for my birthday. I mean, I was a kid. Like, I was 6 years old. And he gave me a football ticket for my birthday. And everybody was freaking out around me. And I'm like, what is this? You know, when you're a kid, I was like expecting a Barbie or something. And I got a freaking Eagles ticket. Illinois governor needs to be gone. It will be on. Okay. I'm telling you, Nico, we're going to argue. Where Baltimore. Okay. All right. You're right. They were founded in Baltimore, playing the Baltimore Colts. And they played there until 53, until their relocation to Indianapolis in 84. Okay, so we were both right. That was driving me a little bit bonkers. I don't think I got that wrong. I didn't know. That was before my time. That was before my time. The 50s were before my time. But in 84, I was 12. I knew better. They were white and blue. Yeah, these cutlets will grow up. I'm not a fan of frying food. Like I said, every once in a while he'll ask for it. And I'm like, all right, but come on. I don't want to be frying food. Then the house smells like fried food. I don't want the house smelling like fried food. Clean as we go. Now, I don't have to make. I have to make his breakfast, but he's giving me a break because I only have to make scrambled eggs, not the fried eggs. And so we're frying chicken cutlets right now, and they look good. Okay. My parents moved from Chicago to Tennessee. In the 90s, Chicago's a war zone. Yeah. I mean, I heard Chicago's pretty bad. I did hear, I heard the rumor. A lot of areas are getting real bad. People are more aggressive. Like, the tighter the budget, the more aggressive people become. Randallstown and had headaches from his Uncle Mel screaming at the TV and cussing. And football. Yes, I'm making bacon. He wants regular bacon this time. Whatever. He's like me. We'll eat the same thing. All like we're okay with eating the same thing all week long. I was smart and bought myself 2 steaks because 1 steak only gets me 3 days after I cook it. Because I take like 3-4 ounces of it a day for my protein source. And Flo, he wants chicken parm, but not the red sauce. He wants Alfredo sauce. So that's what we're doing. That's why I call Chicago. Isn't that a shame? Here, they're told not to go after people. Like if you're in a 7-Eleven and you see people stealing, they're told not to go after them. Like, don't even bother calling the cops unless it's over $1,000. Don't bother calling the cops. They have way bigger things to do. And I'm like, and you're announcing this on the news? Like, why would you announce that on the news? Because now everybody knows that, and everybody's going to go, stealing shit out of the Wawas and the 7-Elevens. It's gross. It's gross, I tell you. Okay. Don't keep up over here. So I have room for the other ones. And then my pans are seasoned, I tell you. Look at that. If your cookie sheets don't look like that, you're doing something wrong. You see these people on YouTube and they got like all this fancy stuff and everything's clean. I'm like, my cookie sheets look like shit. They're clean, but they look like, they're seasoned. They are seasoned, I tell you. I'm not going to make all of these the parm that he wants because that's a little too much. A bit much. All right. Turn that off. This is the scary part. No one got hurt. I'm going to put this over here. I think I should put that on a tray. Okay. All right. Now we are no longer in a danger zone. We have the I think I'm just going to make him a few pieces of this. I'll leave like the little pieces. He'll eat it today and tomorrow. All right, that's all I'm doing. I'm only going to do this many. Now again, I cheated and I'm using the jar Alfredo sauce. It's absolutely terrible for you, but so is regular Alfredo sauce. Maybe I was told not to touch shoplifters because they'd sue the stores. Isn't that awful? Like that's really some shit. I worked at a record store in Center City, which to any other state is like downtown. We call it Center City. I remember I was like, it was a record store, and that's when it first came out, the big headphones, like Beats and stuff like that. I had two men come in and just pull shit off my wall. They just pulled everything off my wall. We had I don't know if it was PlayStation or Nintendo. We had those sorts of accessories, and I just let them go. I let them. I was frozen. Like back then, you didn't there was, you had. I should have called security because I was in a building. It wasn't like I just had a freestanding store. I was in it was called Liberty Place. They just built it, so they had stores in it and everything, and it scared the shit out of me, and I just froze. I really just froze because I didn't want to get hurt. But I guess they know, they sense that, and that's why they did it. But they stole back then probably $500 worth of merchandise from me. I can't stand a thief. I mean, it's just, we wind up paying the price for it. And I know people say if you see somebody in the food store stealing food, don't say anything, because they're probably can't afford the food. And I get that, but stealing electronics and when there's they're rioting and looting, why are we breaking into Mattress Giant? Why are we breaking into the mattress stores? Why are we doing that? What happens in downtown is just everywhere's getting bad. It's everywhere's getting bad. Just staying I'm over here bitching about an HOA, but I'm in a safe neighborhood, and I'm blessed to be in a safe neighborhood. I just bitch about the pricing. But I am safe. We have neighbors that look out for each other. Yeah, we have a lot of original owners. This was built in 1972. There's a lot of original owners. They're all retired, and they're out there peeking and making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right. What did they adopt? What Nico adopt? Time when I was PPD, if a kid got caught as a cop, you'd take them to the parents. Yeah. 2 of ours were adopted, came to us that way. Aw, that's awesome. That's awesome. Nico, you seem like you were a cool cop. The roundhouse. That's fun. I always wondered what that building was because my school was down on Arch Street, the broadcasting school that I went to. And I'd go by it, and I'd always be like, what the hell is that round building? And everybody'd be like, you don't want to know. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of really do want to know what that building is. And then I found out it was the jail. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I really don't want to know. Or I don't want to be in them. He loves this particular brand too. So bear with me. Usually everything's homemade except this. Every time he asks for this, I think of like, I think of Chantal. Because this is what Chantal eats. This is like, girl world behavior over here. He's just not a fan of red sauce. That's why I haven't made meatballs in a while. Really getting on my nerves because I want meatballs. Yeah, right. That over to the side. And get changed the bumps. We have plenty of people out here begging at the stores and stuff like that. And I've always done this, and Mr. Kazi does it. If somebody's out there and they legitimately, look, like you can tell when somebody's just like fiending and others that are like just, really hungry. I always ask them what they want to eat, and I'll buy them something to eat and drink. And I don't give money. I buy them food. Because you need food. I mean, there's no way around it. You must eat. So we give food. And Mr. Hazi always has like a gift card to the ShopRite in his car. So if he's driving and he sees somebody on the street, he'll always sometimes he'll pull down, pull over, and if they're, if he stopped at the light and they're begging on, he'll give them the gift card to the grocery store. ShopRite is called here. Okay, so the chicken parms are ready. What do you put on meatloaf? I personally don't eat meatloaf. I never liked it. My mom and my grandparent, or like my grandmothers, would like put ketchup and mustard together with and water it down and pour it over top. But when it came out of the oven and it was all like, it had all that and I could never do it. Mr. Kazi, he's now down to just wanting, he likes chopped mushrooms and onions, nothing else. But if I were making it for my brother, I'd put like breadcrumbs and egg, onion. And that's it. And then I'd put the glaze on top. That's the way I was like. I knew how it was made in my house, but I don't eat it. No. You can keep the meatloaf. I don't like the meatloaf. All right, we gotta clean this pan because now we gotta do taco meat. Then I gotta do my steak. There's all kinds of shit popping off in everywhere. Like the girl world community, there's all kinds of stuff. I'm not just like those that are that know about the DC people. I made it. I said I'm around. I am not entertaining. Like they're talking about that Michelle again, and they're like bringing up Lola. I'm not doing it. You're not triggering me. I literally do not say this word, but I hate that woman. I hate that woman. And I didn't like her before all of the animal talk and stuff like that, which I just, people are disgusting and they're actually putting it on, like, you're platforming it. I can't do it. All right, so we want to do 17 minutes. We'll see how that goes. But the girl world, woohoo, is that on fire. Holy shit, is that on fire. I had girlfriends in junior high, so I walked the beat with my partner, and then as a narc cop, looking, ooh, oh my word. Yo, what's going on? I thought I smelled something funny. You just buy them something extra and toss it to them. Yeah, Mr. Kazi, he's like, if they tell him, like, oh, I like hot dog, he'll buy 2 hot dogs, 2 pretzels, 2 drinks. Like, he buys double. And then he's smart. He tells the he'll pay for it separately, and he'll tell the cashier to give them an actual paper receipt, and he puts the paper receipt in with he gives the people that, you know, he's buying for, so that they don't get in trouble for stealing food. They know that it was purchased. He's the smart one, I tell you. He's a good guy. I despise her too. I'm not listening. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. No, Samantha, I'm done. I'm paying attention to a lot of things in girl world. I really should just be paying attention to, you know. But what am I? I'm not watching the news. I refuse to watch the news. I refuse. There's nothing I can change. No matter how big I bitch about it, no matter what, I'm not going to be able to change anything that's going on in the world. It's all according to God's plan. So I'm just going to entertain myself with some dumb shit. All kinds of beeps happening that you never thought you'd see. Or, you know, a lot of people didn't think they'd see, and everybody's like, well, yeah, it was only inevitable. That breakup was inevitable. I think because I joined YouTube so late in my life, I never thought that these kinds of things would happen. I didn't think this kind of behavior happened. I'm very naive to a lot of stuff. Now I just sit back and I learn. You know, nope. I will talk in chats where they're talking about Rosie and that friggin' idiot. Old house in town, HOA. Aw. He is, Nico. You can't watch the girl worlds. We are nuts. We are. But I just watch the side stories. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching Rosie. She's terrible. But I am watching her now. But I'm watching the side stories. Secretly. Quietly, I am watching. And there's a lot of stuff that, like, is disgusting. There's just a lot of stuff that is way disgusting. But I can't help myself, Tater. I don't know what else to watch. Do you know, like I said, I was in work, and like after Paloma did her live about the ticks, I was talking to somebody in work, and I was like, yeah, I was listening to somebody online, and they were talking about how, like, you know, there's a tick in, you know, a tick, an uptick in ticks. And they're like, oh yeah, I heard about that. And I'm like, wait, what? You heard about that? And if like I didn't catch Voluma's thing, I would have never known. I don't go outside in the wilderness. I don't have dogs either to, like, you know, Like if I had dogs, I'd be checking my dogs because I know that they got them. How many is that? 7. All right. Feel like it's a scrambled eggs. How are you? Good morning. We're just whipping up stuff for the week. Yeah, it does get you through. I can't listen during the week, but I definitely I like Strange a lot. I really like Strange a lot. I'm glad that she popped up in my feed, and I do like her commentary, and I like Nikki because Nikki has so much history. Like she has so many like backstories and like all of the thing. And I just said to myself, I'm like, I couldn't stand her when she first came onto the scene. I should have watched her. I should have kept up with her because now here we are. But what is it? This week the docuseries is coming out. When Mr. Kazi canceled the cable, they're like, well, you won't have access to HBO Max anymore. And we were like, we had HBO Max? We didn't even know we had that. So I'll have to watch it somewhere. I think Ashley might do something in the Discord if she can figure it out. We'll find it. You know, we'll find it. Is Zenflo in here? Tell her I got my timer going. No burnt bacon. No burnt bacon. He wants me to put refried beans in that. She is. I really like her.
Yo.
She really is. Now, there was something that happened. I think it was like maybe she was following a crowd that I like she was just like, like I saw her in chats with other people and I was just like, oh, let me stay away. Like, I don't want to get involved with that crowd. But then like, I didn't know she like, listening to her and finding out that she's completely different than what I thought. I was like, oh man, so that's what you get for assuming, Kim. The hell. I do enjoy her commentary too. She actually makes me giggle. Her laugh cracks me up. And she has like, good insight because she's got the medical history behind her. So I don't know. I know Lil can't do the Rosies. But don't shoot me. I can't help myself. I really can't help myself. Sitting here trying to plot and plan what we're going to do. And while this is still going, I'm going to get my oats out. Oats. My yogurt. My blues. My milk. I did scrambled eggs this week for breakfast, and I'm like, I missed my oats, man. What else? Oh. My chia. Again, for you lurkers, I prep dinners, lunches. I prep breakfast, lunches, and dinners for my husband for the entire week. And then I prep my stuff too because I don't eat out. Very rarely will I get lunch outside of like buy lunch. Very rare. Very, 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 very rare. Even though now since my surgery, I only need to get a kid's meal. So like if I go get a kid's meal, it's only like $6, $7. But I still don't want to. I still won't spend that. I'd rather buy myself a cup of coffee. For reals. Where's my taco thing? Where's the taco seasoning? Where did I put the taco seasoning? I know that it's around here. Don't panic. Okay. Everybody remain calm. Those are clean. Where the hell is the taco seasoning? This is going in there. Again, remain calm. I'm going to open the other one that I have. I want the... What the fuck did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. Good grief. Why did I put it all the way over there? Oh, that really threw me for a loop there for a sec. And he wants me to mix in refried beans with this. So, I bought this, like we buy 93.7, like the 93. Hi, damn it, Jenna. How are you? Why do you think Rosie hates you? Did you be too close to the sun, Jarella? I mean, you can't hold her accountable for anything. You know that. You know that. No way. Kimmy, I have granola recipe. It's so good. Yeah, you keep telling me about that recipe, yet you don't share it. So, as far as I'm concerned, we're no longer talking. Okay? Okay? You'll be put in a timeout. Oh, I was going to say. I'm good. New kitten driving me crazy. I love new kittens. Speaking of new kittens, I think that my neighbor got her new kitten, but I was not made aware of it yet. And I want to throw a baby shower. Like, I want to go get myself a baby shower gift. Well, and by myself, I mean get my neighbor the baby shower gift. I do know because my friend is the one who has the shelter who she got it from. So I do know that it's a boy, and he got his nuts cut off this week, poor thing. So, he's over there, not knowing what happened to him. But he comes neutered. So, do you think, like, if I went over and I gave her stuff, do you think that would be bad? Like, if we got a new kitten and someone brought me, like, little toys and that sort of thing, I wouldn't be upset. Is that too ballsy of me? Because I want to get the little baby a gift. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm glad. Well, she tells me about this damn granola recipe all the time, and I don't know anything about. Can't promise somebody a recipe and not follow through. To be fair, I send her, well, no, I do send along the recipes. I do send her over pictures of what I've made. Last week I made work, I don't know, I just felt like bacon, so I made them my s'more cupcakes. Just chocolate cake with homemade marshmallow and graham cracker crumbs. All right, so this is a fun fact. If you put the refried beans in your ground beef, like, you know, you got the kids, if you like the ground beef, like the refried beans. But if you mix it in with the meat, you can't really tell. And it really does, like, you know, it like spreads it out. You don't have to have that much in there because you're beefing up the protein. They're fat free. I mean, you get whatever, right? Like, you know, they have vegetarian and fat free, low sodium. They have all of it. But it makes it heartier, beefs up the protein, and helps, you know, you get more meals out of it than you would just the regular taco. Yeah, I mean, I love refried beans. I'm okay with refried beans. Okay, we're gonna put it in this container. I didn't get him. Well, he's watching his figure, so I guess not getting him his nacho chips is okay. I should have thought about it. To be fair, I didn't know that this was. Check the bacon. Nope, not yet. Not yet. What am I going to put this chicken in? Ooh, I didn't think that far ahead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have a problem. Yeah. I have to definitely. This is the scrambled eggs. I'm getting ready to move on to breakfast. I still have to do my steak thing. Do 5 more minutes on the 5 more minutes on the parm. Steak. I didn't really think this whole entire, like, how to store this chicken parm. I didn't quite think that through. Right now, I will use paper plate to put the plain cutlet on. Because I don't want to put them in, like, I don't want to put them in anything right now to get them, like, soggy. I need that to put that there. There's my glove. Can you see? That's his chicken parm. I will use the same pan. Using the same pan. I'm only kick one thing at one time anyway, but Really. Oh, you know what else I made last week? I was like, so I made them the cupcakes, and I was in the kitchen, and I'm like, dude, I want to make, I have all the ingredients. I've been picking them up along the way. I want all the ingredients for shrimp lo mein. I made shrimp lo mein last week. It was friggin' amazing. It's not greasy like, takeout or anything like that. I need this anyway. It was not greasy at all. I was like, all right. So now I know how to make chicken lo mein. I know how to make chicken, shrimp, or beef, or whatever. So that was really easy. That was a good little din-dins. I don't know where my lid is now. This too. That's one of my lids. It was really easy. Oh, who's asking? So we did chicken parm with Alfredo. We are taco meat and mashed potatoes. And then he wants scrambled eggs for the week and bacon. So he has his breakfast. I am making now my overnight oats for my breakfast, and I'm gonna make my steak because I have steak through the week. So that's all I eat is overnight oats and steak. I have green beans when he's ready. I have fresh green beans, so I'll make those too. But some kind of freezer stock day. I like prepping because it's so much easier. You just run. It's really, you're in and out of the refrigerator. And by the time I come home, I'm freaking exhausted with all the shit that I put up with at work. So it's easy. Come home, clean my dishes, pack my lunch, put it back in the fridge, pull it out the next morning, and I'm on the go. Mr. Kazi, he's down here picking. He really does eat. Quite a few times a day. He's that. Not burning bacon. We can't burn bacon around here because then we're shamed for months at a time. I'll leave that in there. It's off. It still looks like it needs a little extra heat. This is the best recipe though. I don't know. I just felt like I needed I had scrambled eggs, but it's just something about my oats. I've been eating this for months. So I make 5 containers, for each day of the week. So I do 1.5 cups of milk, 1.25 cup of yogurt, and then 1/4 cup of oatmeal in each one of these containers. 1/2 tablespoon. Well, you'll see. My shelf. That's sure. Okay. And the last time I forgot to put my vanilla in. So let me do that now. We measure vanilla with our hearts. This is vanilla paste. To be better than the extract. Plus, I had so many damn blueberries because they were $1.99 a pint here on sale. I gotta get the blues. I gotta eat the blues. All right, that's that. It's over here. Okay, so this is a 1/4 cup. And instead of mixing everything in a bowl, it wasn't portioning out, so I just put a 1/4 cup of oats in each of my containers. So I know I have a 1/4 cup of oats in each one. I gotta get more oatmeal. And I do a 1/2 teaspoon of chia. I feel like the dry ingredients you're able to, like, they're just a more exact measurement because I use that damn macro app. And then I just throw the blues in. A handful of blues. No blueberry goes. Okay, so I have my 5 containers. And then for my next trick, I just have to stir together the yogurt, the vanilla, and the milk. What are you girls talking about? I don't know what the emoji is. This girl's come in and break my stones. I switched from the Oikos high protein yogurt to the Chobani 20 gram, like sugar free. It's real thick. Like the yogurt is really thick. It's good. It's just thick. She's a thick girl. I mean, if that doesn't satisfy, like, you know, if you're like a little hangry, if that doesn't satisfy, I don't know what the frig will. And then you just pour in your mixture. See the chunks, or I don't know if you saw that. Chunks. Sometimes I need to add just a little bit more milk. It's got all the vanilla beans down there. No bean left behind. Basically, it's a 1/4 cup for everything that you use. Like the oats, milk, and yogurt. I put a little extra milk in it because it does the seeds get, you know, they expand and everything like that. I don't want a real runny oat. So tonight I'll look at them and I'll be like, all right, they might need just a splash of milk on top. But for the most part, this is a pretty good. So then you mix it because you don't want all your oats at the bottom to be dried out. You make sure everything gets nice and gets a bath. I do this one already? I did. And you don't want like a. How did that go on? Why? Why? Am I echoing again? How did my mic go on my computer? I wasn't touching anything. The hell? Yeah, you don't want the oats at the bottom drying out, and then you don't want like a blob of chia seeds. So you just mix it together instead of mixing it in a bowl like I was doing for the longest time and then trying to get it into these little jars. That's like the perfect amount. I think it might be like 5 ounces. 5 ounces for the breakfast. Because I can eat I can go up to probably 6 ounces, but I try to stay between 4 to 6 ounces per meal. 4 to 5, I mean. I fixed it, yeah. The microphone went on my laptop. What the hell? You use these jars, make sure that the rim is definitely dry because you won't get them open. Trust me on that. Don't worry about how I found that out. Just trust me. Okay. My breakfast. And these last all week, like they don't get funky. They don't there's no it doesn't get sour or anything like that. They're good for a week. In an airtight container. I love this. That yes. I don't know how that happened. You're in my cabinet. I'm not even up there. There we go. Breakfast done for me. Push that over to the side. So I'm going to scrub the counter down. Put this away. This. I could just see you tonight. Oh. My next big task is to clean up my pantry because that has become overwhelming. All right, so I think I'm going to do the eggs because the bacon. And flow. Bacon, let's go. Put this in the sink. See, my bacon is perfect. I have paper towels, so I'm not waste. Yo, that's the other thing about Rosie, man. The way she wastes paper towels. Oh, I would freak out. I would literally freak out. I'm on my last roll of paper towels, and I'm like, darn it, we're out of them. And then I came in and he's got like a whole roll. I'm like, where'd you get the paper towels? Did you buy more? Because I know he didn't go to the store. He's like, don't worry about it. We're to the point where he's stashing an emergency roll of toilet or paper towels away because we need our paper towels, but I do not waste them like she does. They're too expensive to be wasting. The frick. Not berries. Not berries. Bacon's over here. He has sausage links to him, so he'll be all right. He'll be all right. I'm like, just got home from a 3-day visit with my grands. Ah, beat up and tired. Well, that's awesome. Listen, I love when you guys are telling me that you're like out doing things with family and enjoying family stuff. Like, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think if I were a grandmom, I would be. Where's that? Oh, it's right here. Get your shit together, Kim. I would be a good grandma. Thank you, Jersey. I'm not in my whatchamacallit to see who won. Who won? Who won? There. So we're going to be talking about tonight. We're definitely doing a couple questions again. We're going to be talking about Cosmo DiNardo. It's a story that is that happened here in our area. And I remember watching the story and like unfold on the news, and I was like, "What the frig? Like, this is bizarre." And like I've always like my Netflix history is a little questionable with the serial killer documentaries that I watch. So I was thinking, like, what's going on? So it's an interesting story. I already made the link for it. I made the live, I already made it. And then I put in the description of the majority of like what we're going to be talking about. So I pulled it off of Wikipedia. But yeah, so that's what we're watching. That's what we're going to be watching tonight. Oh, that guy is no bueno. And spoiler alert, like he's in jail. Like, it's a closed case. It's not open ended, like where we're hoping to get like a update or whatever. It's they caught him, he confessed. I mean, he had absolutely no choice but to confess because cuckoo bananas. Oh, I hope you fit in here. Like the only one I have. Oh, it's that one instead. This guy was crazy. And like just to give your whole entire life up when you're in your 20s. But we'll talk about it tonight. So that's what we're talking about tonight. We're definitely going to do the DiNardo case. And Mr. Kazi did some research and sent me some videos. Scramble these eggs up. Robert Smith. Oh, Robert Smith. Welcome. Welcome, Robert. Enjoy your emojis. Enjoy the emojis. So I started giving Harley pumpkin. And the reason I thought of that is because of the emojis. And she had a reaction to the pumpkin. So we got to stop that. I do have like diarrhea meds. Like I'm going to give her a dose of that so she can, she's on the probiotics. I'm going to have to do the ultrasound. We're going to have to, bite the bullet and just get the ultrasound done. I did buy a different food again that's for sensitive stomachs. And I got I've always known that chicken was a harder protein for cats to break down. So this time I was buying like the salmon and stuff. So this time I got lamb and egg. So I'm gonna see how that works out for her. You know, I don't know. She's been high maintenance her whole life. She doesn't understand we have an extra HOA we got to pay. But that's what you have care credit for, I guess. I don't know. Perfectly fluffy. Perfectly fluffy. Eggers. Everyone loves the cure. A lot of dogs are getting chicken allergies. I'm thinking that there's got to be something going on. Because, like, literally, none of them, like, the other ones, Jack pukes sometimes. Like, he'll, after he's done eating, sometimes he'll, like, get a little, and it's only when we give them the chicken. Because I'm watching, I'm like keeping my eye out on like what the hell is happening to them and what am I feeding them. So it's no coincidence that I'm feeding them certain things and this is happening, right? All right, Mr. Causey, here's your breakfast. If you run out of bacon, you got sausage links or patties, whatever he bought. Breakfast, lunch, dinner for him. Is that all I have to make him besides the green beans? Yeah. All right. Scrambled eggs and this bacon. Now, what I'm thinking is, like, to put this in here. I'm not making him pasta. He doesn't want pasta. We're not a big pasta eating house. So, put this in here. I got to clean this kitchen. This is ridiculous. Okay, this is over here. He's got plain cutlets. He's got Alfredo cutlets. We have dishes, trash. And I saved the steak till last. Oh my gosh, this sink is. Ooh, that's gonna bug me. I saved the steak till last because we're using the cast iron, and the last time I had smoke alarms going off, so I want to make sure that I save that till last. The only problem is that I got 2 steaks this week. Well, technically there's 3. There's like one here and one there because they're trying to give you the poundage, the weight. What the hell's that? What's going on? Real question, should not use milk when... Huh? I always put milk in my scrambled eggs. Milk and butter. You don't put milk in your scrambled eggs? I mean, I guess you don't have to. I do, though. I make sure I put that. You want chicken parm. Well, it's not the red sauce. It's the Alfredo. That's what he likes. Kimmy, let me look. I may have a file on this guy. I got a call on him from a friend on the force to do a psych profile. He needed a psych profile for sure. He's a nutter. 20 some years old and he's gone. Like, you just ruined your entire life, dude. You ruined your entire life over weed. Or so that's what they're saying. I don't know how true that is. We have to find out. Because after he was caught, I didn't really follow into much because that was around the time I was buying the house, so I was kind of preoccupied. House hunting. So it's an interesting case. So I'm really bugging out because I can't find one of my lids for my jars. And it's really pissing me off. It's really pissing me off. So tiny bits more. Okay. I don't think I'm treating my cast iron the correct way. I don't think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing with it. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm cleaning it properly or what. Yeah, they did catch him early. It was like a few days, but still in all. Anyway, we'll talk about that tonight. He's the subject at hand tonight. Now, I need my garlic. Garlic. Some sizzle. That's all I put on here. Hi, Granny. Yes, we're going to be there tonight. We're going to talk about we didn't do the story that you requested, the Kanika Jenkins. We didn't do that yet. I haven't started researching it, but we're doing a case that was here in like the Philadelphia suburbs. It's already like the live is already there. We're ready, we'll be going live tonight at 7, and we're talking about Cosmo DiNardo. So yes, we are. We have an ancient range cast iron husband uses for everything. We abuse it, but it's well seasoned. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, is that part at the bottom? Is that like the seasoning part? Like, should I be concerned about that? I mean, I know that they're supposed to be seasoned. I understand that. But I don't know if I'm doing it the right way. And I don't know if I necessarily got like a really good, I don't know if this is a good cast iron. Because you know how sometimes they have shitty cast irons? So I don't know. Because I didn't spend $100 on it, but I didn't spend $10 on it either. So I don't know if I got a good one or not. Oil for cooking or butter. Wash with uh, sorry, my ear cut out. What time? 7 o'clock. Hold on. Let's go here. Granite. Mm-hmm. I didn't think you should put soap in there. I don't. I just kind of like wash it with a sponge. Doo. There you go, Granny. All right, so that's that. That's a cooking. Now we'll open the other one. The first time I did this, I literally have been doing this all week. I mean, every week for the last 4 weeks. Remember, I was in that Greek chicken mood. I like the garlic. That's all. Let me get that cleaned out. Your skillet should be screaming hot before you no seasoning until you flip. See, I know. It is very, it's sizzling. When I put it in there, it was sizzling. Sizzling. That's what I thought too, Jenny. You just wiped out it with a paper towel. That's what I thought too. But yeah, heater, we do soap on the outside if it's going to be open flame. Eh, let that sit. Oh crap! I just put water all in the back of my freaking sink. That's the last thing I need. Crap. All the dishes we gotta clean. Okay. Okay. We'll clean the dishes. We're not the girls over here. We don't leave them in the sink. To have that many is driving me batshit crazy. These are pretty thick too, these steaks. I like medium. So I'm paying attention to how much time, like, you know, I don't want to put them too much. I want to put them like once. Let it cook and sit. And then I cut it up into like all like the plate size pieces that I use for lunch and put them in like my little container. So all I have to do is measure out. Like the cutting and all the prep work is done. It's just get up, say a prayer, take a shower, go to work. Ah, 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 ah. Now that's a nice char. I freaked out on myself because I had like a nice, like it looked burnt on the one side. I was real nervous. I'm like, no, I cooked it. It's going to be too well done. It was perfect. As it sat and rested, like all the juices were coming out. It was awesome. I've been doing a good job with cooking them. Aside from the first week where I thought I caught the house on fire. So, okay, let me get these little things out of the way. I don't know how long Mr. Cosby's going to be working this afternoon. I'm Jarella. I like you're an Enflo in here, like girl world people. Um, I found the creator. Her name is like, it's MC underscore MC. And I'm like, Granny, 18 months, a year and a half? It has been that long? Thank you for being a part of us. She did a reenactment of the pizza the other day and the strawberry sauce or strawberry salad dressing. All right. Yep, we're good. We're good. All right, here we go. Here we go. I think it's, see, it smells like it's burning. That's why I want to, I don't think I have the right cast iron pot. It's the actual pan that's like burning. I don't know. Like it's the actual pan. Is that supposed to happen? I'm not touching that. All right, we'll put this over here. Put this over here. Oh my gosh, Granny, thank you so much. Buy some fancy coffee. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sitting there thinking, what kind of coffee would I get? I'm a regular old black coffee with cream. Open the front door. So, in the event something goes wrong, thank you so much. It's supposed to, yes. Okay. Because that's making me kind of nervous. And I think maybe it's my, like, you know, it's my nerves because of what I did when I first did it. You know, when I first put it in, broke it in, if you will. That was, I mean, even the fire extinguisher or I had to take them off and like put them outside. They would not stop. That was a really, that was a, that was quite the moment for me. Mr. Kazi was taking a nap. I'm like, I'm so sorry I woke you up this way. I'm so sorry. It's the first day with a new pan. Oh, shit. First day with a new pan. Basically, just use my dishwasher as drying rack. Right. It's taken care of. Bear with me. I don't know, but it's like, you know what? It's like, I feel like there's like a burn mark, like it smells like it's burning. I like it. I like the crust on it. I do like the crust. Not afraid of a crusty steak. Can't be afraid of, you know, the steak. 'Cause the middle comes out perfect. Now that my brother doesn't come over on Sundays, like this is it. Saturday until the whole for the whole week until next Saturday. Oh, you guys we're all fogged up. Everybody's eating until next Saturday. We have other things like we have tuna and that kind of thing, but the meals are tough. That's just rent stuff. Ah, we did it. We done did it. Okay. Eh, gotta put a little on. That one's thicker than the other one. If I turn my fan on above my stove, it gets way too loud. It looks like I feel like I'm cooking over a campfire. I don't think that this isn't a ribeye this week. I got this cut last week. And it was really good. All right. That's good. Now that looks like it's too much. Let's take it off of the burner. My stove is trashed. The stove is trashed. See, that's what I mean. Look at it. Is it really supposed to steam like that? I mean, if Tater says yes, I believe her because Tater's like, Tater's the cook. She's who I go to for the advice for the steaks. Jarella keeps us in line with our macros. Oh. That's right. You are, Kristen. You have I was going to ask. I didn't know. I saw you, and I didn't know if you were back. But I thought you said 2 weeks. You got the Wi-Fi. That's awesome. How is it? Is it beautiful? Question for y'all: does anyone have an original old hippie recipe for homemade granola? Yeah. Enflo has one. I wish I could share photos. I wish you could too. If you're in Discord, I'm in Discord if you wanted to share them. Oh, that's awesome. Mine are from. What does Jarrell have? Oh, I gotta go back up. We use soap on ours, but it's from the 1940s and it's really seasoned. Yeah, it's smoking more than it should. I thought so. Well, enjoy your lunch, Granny. Thank you for stopping in, and thank you so much for being with us for a year and a half and buying me coffee. I appreciate that. And I will see you tonight. Yes. We have a very small day. It's just like a Caturday crew. I'm Kimmy Kazi. What is my name? What is my name? What is my name? Who am I? Who am I? No, I don't want that. All right, there you are. Here, Granny, you can find me this way. Kimmy Kazi. That's my name. That's my name. All right, so you don't think that it should be cooked, it should be smoking like that? So what should I do to not have, look at all of our trash. What should I do to not have it smoke that way? Do you think I should like scrub it out and then re-season it? Do you think I should do that? Mr. Kazi has mucho, 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 mucho. What should I do? Should I scrub it? Do you think I should scrub it? I mean, I have to like clean it. You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for somebody to tell me what to do. Ooh. All right. This is at least a little tiny bit cleaned up until I get the. If burnt crust is smoking, that needs to be stripped off and re-seasoned. Okay. That's what I think it is, Jarella. That's exactly what it is. I was so free to do it, so I didn't fucking know. It actually came off pretty good. I'm not using soap. I'm using the Scrub Daddy. All right, so that might be a spot thing. I'm going to use the bottom. Because it looked like there was a burn mark, but I couldn't tell. But it doesn't look like I have anything there now. Where's my other? This one. I mean, yeah, there was crust. That was crust. It looks like there might still be like a spot like right here. But that looks like right. Did you see that little spot there? All right. Let's see this. All right, I think I got it all out. I know I have to make sure it's all dry. I can see it really well. It's a flaw in the cast iron where it's like stuff on there. I'm too tired to keep coming, but later tonight I'll be exactly how to clean your skeleton after speak. Okay. All right. So right there. But it's not, I don't know, maybe it is like for me. All right, I'm just gonna leave this because there's not a big burn mark, but I can definitely tell that there's stuff on there. My poor Scrub Daddy. Like, I'm just way too embarrassed. I'm not even going to show you the scrub daddy. You'll never know what my scrub daddy looks like. You'll never know. Going to Walmart, I have to replace him tonight. That's all you need to know. Now, put it on the stove. Put it on the stove. Heat it up. Turn off. That's what I felt. That's how I felt. Okay. Like on medium heat. Should I do medium heat? And olive oil? You think olive oil is okay? Look, it gets a crust on my steak. And my steaks have turned out fantastic since I bought the damn thing. I am just like, I thought I knew what I was doing with cast iron, but apparently I don't. Apparently, I do not know what I am doing. Okay. So we have that. Put this up the sides. I had a Dutch oven cast iron, like one that was like, like a quart, maybe like a 5-quart one. And I would like make roasts in it, like pork roast, and like sear it up and then just put it in the oven and cook the roast. And that's, when my brother lived here, he left it in the sink full of water. Okay. I might have put too much oil. You're doing fine. Just keep until hot then. Make to aspect. Large. That's what it says. Yeah, they can be hot. They're stressing me the fuck out. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop the F bomb. And I don't normally curse, but today I've been cursing. I think I said the F word 3 times already. No, there's no extended hand. I realized that quickly when I bought it, and I was like, oh, I messed up. So I have to be very, very careful. It might be hot. And I might have put too much oil in. Hair down. Okay, it's definitely hot. It's off. Did we do this? Did you instruct me and I did it the correct way? And then I'm just letting it sit there. Right? That's what I'm doing? See, like my mom doesn't answer my phone calls. So I never, like, I can't get a hold of my mother. Can't get a hold of my mother. My grandmother would know exactly what to do. But unfortunately, she's dancing with my grandfather and the Lord. So I have to rely on you guys. I need assistance. And, I know I'm 50. But, there's some things I struggle with, and cast iron is one of them. And we sat here and we cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinners. Oh, yeah. I'm sure that, the older stuff. Like, if I had my grandmother's, I'm positive that it would still be here if, like, they didn't throw things out. Oh man, 200. Yeah, they're like lasts forever. Now it's okay to like, I'm just going to wipe out the extra oil, right? Like, how long should I have this sitting here until it cools down? You said, right? And then when it cools down, I could just like wipe it out with a dry towel and then put it back into the. Takes time. Thank you. Thank you. But no, seriously, like I can't talk to my mom. She doesn't take my calls. She doesn't answer my texts because she's out there busy being like, a girlfriend. Like they're like acting like teenagers. But she's not a cook either. Like she makes some good things, like she makes good meatballs and like spaghetti sauce. Um she makes like fried, like one of her things is fried bologna, but I don't eat that. So I can't ask her how like she wouldn't know. Something in the pan. She wouldn't know what to do with a cast iron pan. Like that's just a straight up fact. I don't know exactly what that is and where that came from, but we're good. There's like a pool of oil. So, okay. All right. Yeah. So I need advice. Okay. You're doing great, Susan. Yes. Thin layer. I think I got it. I think we're good. Now, is the oil supposed to be a little dirty? Like, I'm okay with the oil being a little dirty. Don't worry. The pan is still shiny. I can't pick it up because I don't have, like, it burned me. But, oh, yeah. Like, it's still shiny. It's got shine. Right? Good? Dangerous and hot. But we're good. That's what it is. So, it's not a clean paper towel. It's not a clean paper towel. And my steaks, it's like real juicy. Let them sit. They're going to be like medium rare to medium. So what I do is I let them sit and then I cut them up into the little things. I'll put them in the thing and then we're done. We did mashed potatoes, scrambled eggs, bacon, taco meat with refried beans, fried chicken cutlets, and then we made some Alfredo parm. What the hell else did I do? That's it. My steak and my overnight oats. Yeah, Tater, they're good. They're each. I didn't get them for the price because I would buy whatever steak I want, but the New York strips don't look. They're not as marbled. Like and I don't want to. I don't want to mess up a New York strip. That's for an open flame grill. That's for a restaurant. And the ribeyes, they were like real tiny. So I got I got those. And damned if I remember what cut it is, but I got that cut last week and it was really, really, really good. And they were both like 16, almost $17 each. But $34 for like my whole entire week of food, that's how I look at it. So, all right, now look, I know we've been here for like, almost 3 hours. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, like cooking. I'm able to actually go to Walmart and be back for a couple questions. There's really not much news going on over there in the Royals. I am looking out for pictures because, we had the wedding today and they don't really have. She did come out in a blush pink dress. Oh, they do have a full picture. Okay. All right. We'll share this real quick because she did show up to the wedding and she looks beautiful as always. Oh, I did find a come on. I hate Vanity Fair. I just want to show the image. Oops. Here we go. Ooh, which one do I want to show? I mean, it's not anything that... I mean, of course she's beautiful, but it's not, it's not anything. 28 months! It's best. Ribeye with all the fat, my sweetie. Yeah, I like the ribeye. I do like the ribeye. All right, let's look at Kate before we go. She was at the cousin's wedding, and well, that's a beautiful, all right, let's get out of there. See what they do to me? They make you sign up for shit. Hold on. Let's try this one. Share. There you go. Word. I cut me off with the phone. That's my microphone. Anyway, did you see? That's the only thing. Don't tell. Just that little ring is the only thing. But I'm going to leave that on the stove and let it cool completely before I put it away. I do thank you guys for the tips on the cast iron. Good grief, that was stressful. And maybe next time I'll sit in a rolling chair and I'll get like a butcher's block and then I'll just eat the steak off of eat the whole entire thing off of the butcher block. But Rosie, you can like prep for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for an entire week and stand. Although I shouldn't I was just able to do that. Anyway, thank you, Tater. Thank you, you guys. Did Stephanie hear me thank her for being here that long? Was I muted that long? Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Tater. You guys are awesome. What is Info saying? Pain in my ass. Anyway, I think I'm going to just get my chores done. I'm going to go to Walmart. Cut up my steak. Put the other stuff away. And I thank you guys. We will see you tonight, 7 o'clock on Couple Questions, doing Cosmo and Donardo. So if you're not doing anything, pop on by. We'll be over there talking. Mr. Cosby will be flapping at the wings. So you guys have a great day. I will see you later. Bye.